Good day, ladies and gentlemen of the Ordo Servi. My name is Matthew, and this is a super awkwardly done vlog about me and my character for Beacoline. Hi. So I guess to start out, I've been LARPing at a very, very small, and the most we've ever had was 25 people at this LARP, at my old high school. It was actually a high school run LARP, well, run by the students, allowed by the school. That was my old high school, and that was basically the entirety of my LARPing experience, but I have experience with Dungeons and Dragons and other RPG games such as that, and like apparently most of the stags from what I've seen from the last the last hangout and just in general seeing stuff, just a lot of experience with Warhammer too. Gotta run that miniature stuff. I'm so bad at this. Kind of something I've been thinking about for the past 2 weeks, or since the last hangout session. Sorry, I do that a lot. I'll be thinking about something and I'll completely blank out and stare at something for however long. The last hangout we did, and I was thinking basically from then, not only about how I'm going to chronicle the Egg Hunter, the greatest hero of our age. Oh, I'm sorry, have you not heard of the Egg Hunter? Why don't you go watch that hangout, and you will learn of the great and powerful Egg Hunter. But aside from that, I was thinking, well, okay, we got Fontario. Fair enough. But from what I can tell, we got a lot of people, including myself, coming from the New England area. So, Ontario versus Newfoundland? Eh? So, okay. The reason why I'm doing this vlog thing is because I personally am very socially awkward. I have a hard time just talking to people, which is why if you were in the chat in the last hangout, or were watching it, or gone or didn't have the time when it was going on and had just recently watched it, is why I was very, very quiet and had myself muted for the entire time, except for the last 15 minutes, which, there were only 2 other people. That wasn't as, I don't want to say terrifying, but wasn't as pressuring in my head for me to talk. And at the very beginning, when I was introducing myself and being asked questions of. And I'm also kind of doing it because I've been wanting to do some sort of vlog type thing for YouTube for a decent while. Again, to partially deal with social awkwardness and being all, I can't talk to regular people normally, so I'm going to talk to a camera gonna talk to a camera and hope that the people on the other side of it, when they're watching it on YouTube, laugh at me. Wow, I just made myself kind of sad. I can't remember what I was just talking about. Sorry about the cut. I had technical difficulties. Oops. Yeah, like I was saying, as Sarge told me to watch the La Terre du Sud. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. I'm bad with saying things. So that was one thing I was been watching, and one of the It was Tina's video was the tipping scale. It was like, okay, let's make a thing, because things are good to make. Yeah. I'm going to introduce a little bit about my character, because I actually have got most of him down now. Except for... I've got most of him down, except for the backstory. His name is Gideon Dovali Karen, the wandering storyteller of the South. My computer is right here, and I'm just reading stuff off of it. Whatever. I guess, basically, when Gideon was given the summons, asking him to come join the Ordo, he had heard tales of the bravery and just the general badassness of the Ordo Servi and the Stags. So, just jumped at the idea to join their ranks and be side by side with these legends. Yeah, that's what I've got for that right now. And I basically want to just, go there, have a couple of my own stories written up, and just have fun with it. And just because, go out for a night drinking, go back to camp, sit around a campfire, drinks, and stories. Those are two things that, in my mind, work absolutely perfectly, especially for the medieval fantasy theme that we have going on. Such stories as, I had tried to do this earlier. It didn't work because I was outside and there were there was a lot of shots where I got the sun in the shot, in the frame, and it just ruined it. Plus, I was holding my hand over the microphone for a lot of it, which was not good. Because all of a sudden it'd be picture clear, perfect, to suddenly it's all muffled and you can barely hear me. And so I had a little improv story that I did about why my character... I'm just going to go ahead and do the story. Partway through the beginning of the story that I started to do, battery died. I am a professional. So, because of that cut, I shall be redoing my story. And to make sure that I remember, because it's been an hour since I've done it. Story is about Gideon's first time drinking mead. Good side Gideon, why don't you tell us a story about booze? No? It's good. Very well. When I was but a boy, but a young lad of the age of 10, my father took me to the tavern, grabbed up his tankard, slammed it on the table, pointed at me and looked at me deep into my eyes and said, "Son, you will drink this tankard of mead. But if you don't like it, you will be on the road out of my house and this town by the next morning." My father had a few drinks in him already, so I took it for drunken ravings of a drunken man. So I grasped that tankard by the handle, I brought it up, I slogged it back. And the very next day I was on the road. So yeah, that was basically just a stupid little story that I thought up walking back and forth in my backyard, trying to figure out something to do for this, and that's what it was. Speaking of stories, so I want to go to Pico with a couple of stories that I have, at the ready to go and start, being a storyteller the very first night / day. So, because of that, I know, I can't remember how long ago it was, but I do remember, just vague parts of someone who put out backstory onto, it was either the Fawns page or the main page, or group, rather. And it was like a general backstory of, oh, this is my character, they were a raider of sorts, and they raided and pillaged and had their own crew, and something like that. And I'm sorry if you whose backstory that is watching this. I'm sorry for very badly paraphrasing part of it. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. I swear. Please forgive me. But stuff like that. Obviously, it's a character who would have been known throughout that specific land, and because my character's a wandering storyteller, I want to be able to have stories from just random bits. And if I can go to Biko with a couple of stories that, like, for example, that person who has that, old sea raider, or old raider, and if I could, like, potentially go to Biko and have, like an epic written up about this raider who pillaged towns and did all these other things. I personally would absolutely love that. So obviously I'm going to be posting this on both the Fawn and the main groups for people to watch and just see. So you can contact me either through, Google Plus, Gmail. I think you can access my Gmail through Google Plus easily. So yeah, hit me up on Facebook. It's obviously not going to be an improv mess like that Mead story is. To sit down at some point, like Skype with you, or Skype with whoever wants to have a story written up and worked. Whoever wants to work with me to write, kind of just a story for me to bring to Biko about your character. Obviously we could really pump it up and have the character be very humble origins and just, or whatever your character's backstory is, but then do what most. I'm very bad at speaking today, and I am so sorry. But do what most stories and legends and myths and all that do is that they, here's where it starts and here's where it gets blown out of proportion in the story. So obviously, if someone does come to me and we work together to create this story for me to tell, and have it be either blown so drastically out of proportion and kind of going back. I'm sorry. I'm partially sorry, but partially I'm not just partially sorry. I am sorry for using this character for an example again, but this raider ravaged the seas with their fleet of 100,000 ships, and something like that, or just going at it. Well, obviously, your character story is your character story, and I just want to have stories to tell. I'm very bad at explaining what I'm trying to do here. But if somehow my very bad explanation of what I would like to do interests you, contact me through Google Plus, Facebook. If you can get my Gmail account from Google Plus, contact me there. And if you do contact me and we actually we start going at it and really, really start going at it with the story and like how I'll be telling it and how it's written up and all that, probably just give you my Skype account or even my phone number, whatever, because I don't really care what people have, honestly, but stuff like that. Just get into contact with me and be like, hey Matt, I know that there was this one part of a story that we had, but can we just like tweak it or take it out completely? As it happens with stuff like that. That's everything I have written down on my little Google Doc type thing. Yeah, I guess I want to try and start doing this on a weekly basis, I guess. Oh, excuse me. And just kind of, sit. And, just kind of sit here, look at my camera, talk about stuff about my character or someone else's character if they want, or just vloggy stuff. If people actually, here's the thing. If this gets like 5, I'm not entirely certain anyone's really gonna watch this, and if they do, they're probably not gonna get to this point because I ramble, as you will notice as I get more comfortable talking to people. So if you have actually gotten to this point in the video, you're awesome. Like, I think that's beyond my comprehension, the idea that someone would actually watch this entire thing for its stupid mess that it is. But obviously if you do, sweet. I can't think of another thing. But I guess, like, if this gets, I'm really, as I said, I'm really not expecting a whole lot from this, so I might do one next week. If this gets like 10 views, I'll definitely make one next week. Hell, if this makes like, alright, if this makes 35 views, I'll probably put out another video tomorrow and just be like, thank you people for actually showing an interest in me being a mess on a camera talking to amazing people through a camera. Oh my god, I'm very bad at goodbyes, because that's what this is attempting to be, is just a... My computer is very bad. By bad, I mean my computer has a very loud fan. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I would actually do for another video if, it got 35 views. I think I said 35. I'm gonna go with 35 views. If this gets 35 views, I will make like I will take some questions about my character, or just questions about me, or questions about my potential story project to work with you guys with. About questions about that. I'm very... Anyways. So yeah. Just, I hope this was slightly or mildly entertaining. And... have a good day. Voyage north! Beagleed! I'm a fawn.